Uganda and Egypt share a long history of political and geographical ties, largely anchored by the River Nile. This historical connection has shaped decades of the Pan-African solidarity and cooperation between the two nations. Building on this foundation, President Museveni and the Egyptian president have pledged to deepen bilateral relations, focusing on equitable management of the Nile's resources, boosting trade and promoting regional stability.
We should have clear strategic considerations. And in my view, the strategic considerations are in two clusters. Cluster one is production, to produce goods and services, because business is about goods and services. You don't trade in words, just words. You trade in goods and services. So that means the goods and the services must be produced. And when I did economics long ago, more than 60 years ago, they used to talk of the 4 factors of production. That to produce a good or a service, you need 4 factors of production. Factor number 1, they used to call it land. But land, meaning natural resources. This was factor of production number 1. Factor of production number 2, labor, the workforce. Factor of production number 3, capital, human and money. Factor number 5, entrepreneurship.
Museveni emphasized the need for a broader vision regarding the Nile River's future, on that prioritizes prosperity, electricity, irrigation and clean water for all Nile Basin countries.
If we put this in the documents instead of the other approach of we and them, then we shall see for the most scientific ways of how this can be done. And from what I was discussing with some of the ministers, I think the problem is not as big as it looks. It could be the approach.
On bilateral cooperation, President Museveni praised Egypt's support in supplying vaccines to combat foot and mouth disease in Uganda and welcomed plans to build a vaccine factory locally.
And His Excellency has agreed to build a factory in Uganda for foot and mouth vaccine. I'm very happy with that.
He highlighted the importance of economic cooperation for Africa's progress, saying that trade between African nations should be intensified to reduce dependence on Europe, which poses risks.
So therefore, we, the Egyptians, the Ugandans, the East Africans, the Africans, should understand the importance of the market. First of all, work bilaterally, Uganda and Egypt, so that you buy from us, we buy from you, but also work with all the others. Because without production, without a market, the business will collapse.
The leaders also discussed regional issues, including peace efforts in Libya, Sudan and Palestine, with President Museveni calling for dialogue and stability.
And I'm glad he invited us. We have had a very good dialogue, even on these problems of Libya, of Sudan, of Palestine. We have discussed all that.
The Egypt's president highlighted the Nile's vital role, noting Egypt's reliance on the river as its only significant water source. He assured that Egypt supports equitable sharing of Nile waters and sustainable development across all basin countries.
واحنا بنعول كثيرا على اللجنة السباعية اللي بقيادة أوغندا لأنها تصل بينا إلى توافق لاستفادة الجميع والتعاون لدول الحوض، لأن دول كتير عندها موضوعات مماثلة وصلت إلى تفاهمات واتفاقيات تبقى للكل، وإحنا عايزين نصل لهذا الأمر يعني.
Earlier, a series of landmark agreements were signed between Uganda and Egypt to boost cooperation in trade, investment, agriculture, water management, and governance. Uganda's ministers for internal affairs, foreign affairs, agriculture, finance, and water joined their Egyptian counterparts to formalize partnerships aimed at driving economic growth and sustainable development.